Hi, it's Monday, the 20th of November 2017, and welcome to Navigating Your Day. So 20 in Jinshin Jitsu came into the universe meaning everlasting or eternity. And Safety Engine Lock number 20 is located here on the frontal eminences on either side of what's commonly known as the third eye or the brow chakra. So when Safety Engine Lock number 20 is in harmony, then we are able to connect to a much bigger vision for ourselves. It's about vision. So it's a spiritual vision. We can connect our limited human vision to the vision of God or the universe or whatever it is that you believe is out there that's bigger than we are. So it's a two, remember? And a two is about nurture. And it's about caring, and it's about family, and it's about love, and it's about protection. So this takes nurture to a whole new level. So remember, we've said before the whole of November, that November is the 11th month, and so that 2 in the second part of the life map that's associated with November, 11 is a sacred number, and it's about spiritual balance. It's about finding what it is that's necessary for you in order to bring spiritual balance and harmony in your life. So the 20 of Safety Engine Lock number 20 enhances that, takes it one step further in terms of being able to have the same kind of vision for your life. And by this, I don't mean like a massive goal. I just mean vision as in that you are enough. So if there is a benevolent creator out there that effectively loves us, which is what all the Christian teachings teach us certainly, then just as we are, flawed, and doesn't require perfection, then that's the vision that we can have for ourselves. And when we tap into that, then we realize that nothing is broken and that nothing needs fixing. It's just parts of ourselves that have scattered, that we have to collect and that we have to integrate. The shadow and the light. It's about accepting ourselves exactly as we are without criticism or judgment. It doesn't mean staying the same way you are if you want to change anything in your life, but for right now, it is what it is, right? And so very often that critical voice in our head is constantly banging on about how we are not enough. And this energy of the 20 really can help us connect to that God's eye view of us, in which we are all actually perfect, flaws and all, not unflawed, just perfect. So you can connect to that energy today. You can connect to what you require to balance yourself spiritually. You can connect to this on a deeply emotional level because 2 is a water number. It's about emotion. It's about feeling. How does it feel to be loved that way? How would it feel if you loved yourself that way? If you were a young child and you got what you thought was unconditional love from an adult in your life, how would that make you feel? And if you could connect to that feeling, what can you do to help yourself connect to that feeling more and more and more? Because the more you do that, the more you start realizing that all that not good enough and the critical voice in your head is just that. It's just a persona and a critical voice. It's part of your makeup. It's not something you want to get rid of, but it's also not something that you want to pander to and allow to drag you down into a negative spiral. So we still have the wonderful energy of the 1 that's governing the whole of 2017. And so when we can integrate these parts of ourselves, when we can love ourselves as being perfect, it's easier said than done, I get that, right? But when we can appreciate, if we can see ourselves as little children and actually treat ourselves like we would a young child, then we can actually approximate what that possibly feels like. And the more we practice it, well, the better we're going to get at it, right? And then we can truly step into that integrated power of our oneness. And then we can take that and we can take it into the world. And we don't have to do, you don't have to go and save the world with it. You just have to be that. Because when you are that, you resonate that. And when you resonate that, other people pick it up and you give other people permission to do that also. And then they are inspired just by the fact that you are the way you are. You don't even have to do anything. So the hero of today is the 5, and 5 is the inventor. 5 is the analyst. 5 is the one that can adapt. 5 is the one that says, you know what, actually, you've seen it one way, we can see it another way. Maybe there's a different story. Maybe this is the story. 5 is the one that helps us find the alternate story. So if you've been telling a story of not good enough for most of your life, which all of us have done to a certain extent, then the 5 will help you find an alternate story. Even if all you say is, I'm sure there's a different story, 5 is the inventor and helps you find another story. And it doesn't matter what the story is, just knowing that there's a different story creates that gap between you and the negativity, and very often it stops it from dragging you into a spiral of negativity. Our villain for today is the 7, and so the 7 in this position is about being terrified of being embarrassed and losing face. So very often we don't want to change. We don't want to show our emotions, for example. We don't want to be emotional. We don't even admit that we are emotional or that we're having a hard time because we're terrified of losing face. We're terrified that people will think less of us. That is the villain for today. So please be honest with yourself. Be honest with other people. Vulnerability is a connector. When you are vulnerable, it allows you to connect to other people. And we are social beings, remember? We thrive on connection. So the 7 in the villain position today is going to try and say to you, keep that stiff upper lip, don't show any emotion, definitely no weakness, and for whatever you do, do not show any vulnerability, because the minute you show vulnerability, then someone's going to rip out your throat. That's actually not true. If you show showing vulnerability is actually a show of strength. So safety energy lock 20 is on the forehead, so you could just sit like this. You know how often we sit like this? Well, that's because our vision is limited. We're trying to connect our vision to the cosmic vision. Or you can hold your little finger. The little finger harmonizes the heart and small intestine energy, and it's for all our trying tos. This is the not good enough, you know, when you think, oh God, I've got to hold all my fingers because I've got issues on every single one, and all my safety energy locks are out, and everything Loretta says that is negative applies to me, and I need to fix it immediately, and why am I not good enough? That's a little finger issue. So if you hold your little finger, you harmonize safety energy lock number 20, and you connect your vision to the God's eye view or the cosmic vision of your perfection, and you can actually connect to that today. So I hope you have a wonderful Monday, and I'll see you tomorrow.